Okay, we're back and we're sitting with Dave Doran. He's talking to us about Infinidisk and their storage, archive storage solution. We talked about all of the things that we could do with it. I just purchased this now.
Mm-hmm.
You know I'm not a geek, but you know I want to have the best storage capability I can get. And so far I'm saying this is what I think is the best. How difficult is it going to be for me to set that up?
Well, John, I think you'd be impressed here.
Okay.
I mean,
Impress
I think
me.
there's about 3 steps you have to do.
Okay.
You know, and one of those is open the box.
Okay, I can do
and
that.
take the unit out.
Okay.
Plug it in. Power cord goes in the back.
Turn it around so I can show everybody.
Yep.
Turn it around again.
Yeah.
Show it
Okay.
to that camera.
Yep. We have place your power, put your network in there, turn it on with the on-off switch in the front.
Those little USB drives there?
That is a USB connector.
So I can put stuff in there via USB?
Ah, John begins to
I was
think.
going to say there's one on the front,
Is
there's
there a
2 on the
couple on the
back.
back?
And there's a couple on the back.
And audio jacks, too.
What's
Well-
the audio jacks for? It plays music?
Well, obviously, what we've done here is use a standard board that includes those options.
Gotcha.
And what's that little thing over there with all the pinholes in it?
The pinhole. Oh, this here, a serial port,
Yeah.
for diagnostic connection.
what it is?
Yeah. So this is typically not something that you would ever need to worry
Non-consumer,
about.
non-business user use.
Yeah, it just happens to
We're
be
not
part of
plugging
the
up
kit.
a monitor to that, no.
No, that is not for a monitor, especially since, you can connect to this using your browser,
Right.
which is, so much simpler than fussing around
neat
with a
is
piece
that?
of cable,
So we got 3 USB ports. We got a power jack.
What are we
And
going to do with those USB ports?
Well, now, future iterations might have some use for, like, plugging in a drive for creating a backup off that drive
Right?
automatically.
so we can
And
plug
so-
this little drive in there. The
Yeah, now-
information I have on here will transform into there.
Well, that could be a future
Or
capability
do I
of
drag
it.
and drop this information?
Yeah, currently that's what you would do. Is you'd be working at your workstation. This would be situated in a
Very
closet or
Right.
No, it's too
next
pretty
to
to be
the
in the
printer.
closet. What's the matter with you? It's pretty.
It's very pretty. I agree. You know,
leave it
I
out on
like
the
it
desk.
too. But
Sexy.
yeah, but those capabilities could be very useful
It's a
when you're
sexy thing.
when you're thinking about, okay, we're retiring a bunch of PCs and we want to store the data in our unlimited archive,
Right.
and you could plug it in and have it happen.
Right.
Dave,
But
do
that's
we
not
have any price points on this yet?
Well, it starts out at $399 depending on the capacity that you want to
Okay,
have
what do
in
I
the
get
box.
for $399?
Well, that's where you get the 250, so a total of 500 gig, and then
Already in a RAID format.
Yes,
so you don't
already-
have to
already
think
set
about
up.
And
knowing how to
unlimited
do
cloud
that.
storage.
and a limited cloud storage.
Unlimited.
Unlimited.
Well, the unlimited cloud storage is the
Yeah.
What
monthly
about
fee.
is there any updates to this thing?
In terms of,
Is there anything that requires updating?
not really. I mean, there could be a firmware upgrade in the future. As I said, there may be an option to utilize these USB ports or something like that. But with a 1 gig
So
connector,
it's built for expansion.
so it has the ability to, additional
When
features.
they give
but-
us the expansion capabilities, will it become automatic for me that I already have that box?
Well, I think you'll have to log in as administrator
Right.
to do anything like that.
Right.
But for the average user, this is an appliance.
Right.
And so we're talking about the initial setup, plugging it in, turning it on, it automatically broadcasts its presence
To your computer.
to your Windows workstations, to any Macs, and to any Linux, and it just pops up an available drive.
Good idea.
And at that point, that's all a user has to think about. They just say, okay, I want to do, let's say, all my documents. You just right-click and say copy, drop it into the folder for the Infinidisk,
Right?
and you're done.
Yep.
Mr. Dave Doring, it's always a pleasure.
Absolutely,
You
John.
made my job easy. Thank you.
Oh, that's why I'm excited about this, John.
There's a lot to be
Making-
excited about. It's a great piece of equipment.
It is. It is.
It's a technical.
Yeah.
It's breaking some technology barriers.
Right.
It's doing a job that's very specifically geared to do.
Yep.
There's no dazzle to it. It's simple.
Yes, and the fact that you're getting, there's 2 pieces, the local storage and that infinite
4 times the redundancy. That's big.
4 times, yes.
That's big.
And
Right.
off-site, remember, every
Yes.
major company
Total-
knows off-site has
Total
to
encryption, very important.
be very important.
Encryption
So-
automatically when it leaves the box, it goes to the cloud.
Yep.
And most important, when it leaves the cloud, it's really leaving the cloud, but it's leaving a watermark
Yes.
to let you know exactly where. So you got your
Bookmark.
table of contents all the time.
It looks the same. You don't have to tell your users.
Yes.
Nothing. It
They don't
doesn't
have to
matter.
know what's this cloud thing.
Yep.
Nope.
One question I do
No
have for you.
fear.
Can I set the capacity? Or is that automatic?
Capacity how?
As you said before, when it gets 75% full, it starts pushing it out.
Yeah, you could lower that.
You
You could
can.
say
Right.
50% or
Right.
or 10%.
So that means that must have a dashboard somewhere.
Yes, there is an administrator console
Okay.
panel in your browser. You just
When
give
you
it
log
the,
in.
when you log in,
Cool.
you can just log into it, and then you can set those. Now it's set for standard settings, so you could just run it without making any changes at all. But if you do want to set a lower threshold for sending stuff out, you can
Sure.
do that.
Sure.
So,
Great.
Thank you, my
Love
friend.
it.
oh, thank you.
I really appreciate it. I wish you all the luck in the world with this. It's a great product. Again, it's a good product, simple product. It's from Infinidisk. They've got the product that works, but more importantly, guess what? I think they might have found themselves a spokesperson. You did a
Thank you,
great
John.
job. You did
Thank
a
you.
wonderful job. I really, really like it. I think you'll do very well with it. Next time we talk to you about this, the next opportunity, I want to get you more familiar with it. What's going to be the market we're going to go after? What are we really going to zero in on? And we do that with you on the Computer Outlook Radio Talk Show.
You bet.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, John.
Sharon, thank you. All right, Caesar, we're going to bounce out of here. What do you think of that one, Caesar? Now that I could talk to you.
About what?
I could talk
That
about what?
appliance.
Well, I think it
Is it
was a-
snowing yet?
Yes, it is. I've got my jacket on.
What do you think about this appliance?
You know, I like that. It's again with David bringing that up. I mean, what the neat thing about this, and when David brought it up early, you can put the box away,
Right.
store it away, in the garage
Out of the
or
way.
whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, so the fire does take place in the garage. I mean, it's, but now the question I would like to ask Dave. Okay, now what about the cloud? You said something about the cloud. Okay, now is it backing up those individual? Is it
No
a
backup.
folder? Is it a file itself that goes to the cloud or to the?
Just additional capacity.
Yeah, but
It
he
provides
said
additional
It's not like
capacity.
imaging
It's not a
those to
backup.
the-
So in other
right.
words, when those drives get to the maximum that you said, 75%, what it does, it goes back in history to day one
Right.
and starts taking that stuff and putting it up on a cloud.
yes, but what I'm saying, okay, now, okay, with that said, David, okay, with that
Yeah.
said, now, okay, the next day comes along and I'm sending more stuff up there. Is it now adding to that file, or is it basically dating the file that it arrived?
It goes the pecking order of day to hit that
Well,
box.
right. So if you modify an existing file,
Yes.
and so tomorrow, if you save, you would save over the old file.
That's what I'm asking. So, no,
Yes.
the old file itself that's up on the cloud is now deleted, or
It would be deleted at the next
Right,
time.
that's-
So, you can't think. You have to think of this more as being a drive.
Right.
And
It's
so
a drive.
if-
It's a storage drive. That's all it is.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, people are a bit confused because you say it's unlimited, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'll just go ahead and store that up in the cloud or whatever to their website.
but if you want to do that, you would have to rename the file.
okay. Yeah.
So
all right.
if you
Right.
wanted,
yeah, right. Exactly.
if you understood that, okay, the ones I drop on this box
Right, yes.
is going to be an archive, you would then add some kind of,
I think what Caesar's trying, I think I know exactly what Caesar's trying to say now, and it's a good question. You got a 250 gigabyte drive in there.
yeah.
With the cloud storage, does that become a 500 gigabyte drive?
Yeah, it becomes a 2 terabyte drive. It becomes a whatever drive.
That's
Right.
the
That's
question.
my question.
Right.
In
Yes, I was
fact,
gonna say, right.
it's really only because you
question.
can't get anything lower
So
than
what Caesar is
250.
saying is that you're operating with a base unit of 250,
Yeah.
but when you use the word unlimited, he was just trying to drive your point home by saying it truly is unlimited.
Yeah.
Because you got 250 built in, but we got you a 2
Up
terabyte
at the,
on Infinity.
Yep.
No play on the words. Infinity.
Yeah.
on
Infinity.
the-
Right.
yeah.
Up on
The
the cloud,
only
right.
the only limit is, of course, your internet connection. So if you're going to put
That's
10
easy.
terabyte out
That's
there,
easy.
yeah, Well, yes,
That's
and
easy.
OS Storage will set you up with a lease line if you need it.
Aaron, let's take a break and we'll be
You bet.
right back from CES 2010.